Diablo 4 Summoner Necro is a giant disappointment. So I went back and installed Diablo 2 Resurrected and found out 4 things that D2 Necro did so much better than D4. With one surprising thing at the end, that D4 actually does better than D2. In Diablo 2, your army of minions had the biggest difference, and that was there are a bunch of aggressive mother truckers. I mean, they see an enemy and they yeet themselves at them. Like there's something down there. They're not waiting for you to engage. Nah, they're just engaging themselves. They're going. And the best part is I have amplified damage. Curse a group of enemies, increasing non-magic damage they receive by 100%. So what happens is that truly the only thing you need to do is stand here, put your curse on, and have your minions destroy everything. I mean, obviously, if you want to, you could also start spamming bone spears yourself. Yes, there is bone spear. But as a true Summoner Necro, you actually do have the tools at your disposal to just play that. You know, just like, I don't need to do anything. They're just doing it themselves. They're walking in to be aggressive, not hanging behind me in the room until I truly like do this here and run into the opponent, and then they're finally moving in to engage the opponent. Nah, they're doing this themselves already. I can just hang back here, have my blood golem actually heal me. Yep, that's also another thing. The blood golem that walks in just does heal me with 95% of his damage. Yep, and that gets even more the more levels I put in. While my skeletons and my skeletal mages are just going away. That's the biggest difference, but it's not the only thing that was so much better done in Diablo 2 Resurrected, because it's about your skill leveling and how the progress works. Because every point in race skeleton actually makes my skeleton stronger. Yes, I have 1 point in, I have 1 skeleton. I have 2 points in, I get 2 skeletons. I put 3 points in, they get more life, attack rating, defense, but I still keep 2. Then I put 4 points in and I get another one. And this goes up further and further. So actually investing points in your skeletons makes them stronger. Not like in Diablo 4, where I have to find an aspect first and get to level 50 in the Paragon board to truly make my minions stronger. No, I can actually play the game, invest in them, and make them stronger. Not only that, there's also Skeleton Mastery, which increases the life and damage of raised skeletons and revived creatures. So even using your revive spell, and revive is quite nice because you just get 1 monster back up that's dead on the ground to fight for you. Ergo, any kind of elite, any kind of cool monster just gets resummoned Frankenstein put together and then fights on your side, which I would tremendously love over actually the whole golem mechanic, which is a complete lackluster in Diablo 4 anyways, and the golem always gets sacrificed. Now, I did talk about our amplified damage curse, right? That we have the damage taken increased by 100% on the enemy. Looking at the 2 curses we have in Diablo 4, that would be Decrepify for cooldown reduction, damage reduction, and slow. But we have Iron Maiden, where the enemy takes damage when they damage us, but they wouldn't take more damage. They would just take some percentual value of damage back that also gets scaled higher with, again, the multipliers and everything I have. The curses in Diablo 2 were actually crazy good curses that synergize so well with the Summoner playstyle. We're talking about amplified damage. We're the 100% damage plus. Then there's Iron Maiden still, where they damage themselves, useless, but that gets followed up by Life Tap. Curse a group of monsters so that damaging them gives the attacker life. The attacker, that means your minions would actually restore life attacking. And yes, if you're actually looking at the Decrepify here, the Decrepify also does amplified damage. And then you also have the Attract curse, where you can curse a monster so every of his friends just keep attacking him. Like a true actually curse Necro playstyle, not just like bibbity bobbity, I get a bit stronger. Bibbity bobbity, that spell's actually completely useless. And even if we're going back to the aggressiveness, the what can it do as a offensive caster like we have with Bone Spear right now? Well, we do have Bone Spear right now. We also do have Corpse Explosion, and we have the Teeth. So these spells are standard, something we're used to. There's even a bone wall to create, a bone wall to keep you alive. So that is there. And we have something called bone armor that is completely missing in Diablo 4. Creates an orbiting shield of bone that absorbs melee damage. Where's my bone armor? Hold on, we're not done yet. We get a Poison Nova. Yes, a Poison Nova. So some kind of blight skill that is completely missing for the Necro, where you emit an expanding ring of concentrated poison. There's also the Poison Explosion. Cast on the corpse of a slain monster, toxic gas is released, which is actually the Corpse Explosion and upgraded, and that is now in the skill tree of the D4 Necro together. And then lastly, we have the Bone Spirit that goes out to explode. That one we still have, only that it's so complete sadness that no one really plays it. Still in D2, it would kind of be like an ultimate skill, your final level 30 skill, and you would actually play it because it's quite decent to have at least one level in it. But reasonably, there is still here many playstyles to intermix and mingle. I mean, right now I am using my bone skills, I'm using my curses, and I'm using my summons for maximum strength to just play through the game. There's one single thing though that Diablo 4 does better than Diablo 2. Yes, you're surprised, but there is one thing. That would be corpse production. Because right now the only way to make corpses in Diablo 2 is by killing monsters. So if you're fighting a boss, you're potentially having to teleport out, make new skeletons in Act 1 or 2, teleport back in, fight the boss, teleport back out, make new minions, teleport back in, and so on. That's a bit of a bummer that there's no way to automatically create corpses, to have your skeletons leave behind corpses, to have your skills potentially percentually create corpses. No, you're kind of left with that, and it creates a very annoying loop. Compared to that though, you can make your minions so tanky that they don't actually die. So you don't need the corpses that much. With the life tap curse, with the bonus damage to have them do more damage, being actually nasty and destroying Mephisto. Now, conclusion, what's truly missing in Diablo 4 is any way to actually synergize with your minions. Because right now, the only way to really synergize with your minions is as you're then getting the Ring of Mendeln and using your shadow skills to yourself beef up your damage. And your minions are only getting stronger if you're getting stronger. So there's no way to actually make your minions consistently stronger just by themselves. There's no way to beef up their stats unless you do very much in the Paragon board as well. And even that still scales off your base stats. So having the minions like getting beefed up by putting more skills into minions is almost impossible, not in a way as Diablo 2 has been doing it. And your curses are also not interacting with them nicely enough. I mean, turning Iron Maiden more into an amplified damage curse, or even adding a third curse that is only good for a Summoner Necro, that wouldn't hurt anyone. I mean, just put a third curse in that amplifies the damage of your summoned minions. Which would be very interesting because summoned minions would then also be the Bone Spirit. So if you have a curse that increases the damage of your summoned minions, that would also boost Bone Spirit in the longer run. And having another curse like Life Tap that actually helps your minions heal is fantastic. Right now we're doing it over Blood Orbs. If we have a way to actually produce Blood Orbs, which we don't really have, and then we could also heal the minions passively on the side for it. But no, we can also summon the Skeletal Priest every now and then to actually heal the minions if the minions wouldn't just die super easy. The final thing we need is just to crank on the aggressivity of minions. I mean, I enter a room and my minions are looking for beef in D2R. They're running out, they're swarming, they're trying to destroy the opponent, they're blocking them, they're actually tanking and pulling aggro. Minions in Diablo 4 just get completely ignored. The enemy just walks past them. If there's any opponent that is like a stealth or an assassin kind of style, they just completely walk past, ignore your minions completely, and then stab you in the back and you die. Especially since you don't have any defense. Yes, you guessed right. There is no way when you're really focusing and putting everything into minions, and when you're sacrificing your own stats to make your minions stronger because you have to go for max minion life, to then also be at the same level of tankiness that you are when you're just focusing on yourself. And that's where any kind of defensive skill but Blood Mist is missing, because that's right now the thing. Oh no, something touched me, Blood Mist. And not, oh no, something touched me. I have some kind of bone armor, Poison Shroud, anything that actually would keep me alive, or at least have my minions pull aggro apart from the Golem, who's useless again, using his taunt ability. Because your minions are there, they should already exude a native aggro, a native strength that attracts enemies. Why else would I play summons if they're then just getting completely ignored by the enemy? Apart from the corpse frustration, the Diablo 2 Necro is just such a joy to play, and you can zoom through the whole campaign using minions without a hassle, and trying to solve mathematically solutions to kind of make it work. And you don't have to find a bonus aspect to actually get more of them, and then if you exchange the equipment piece, you have to find it again. Pain. Now, not everything is doom and gloom. D4 Necro can beat a tier 100 dungeon, can kill Uber Lilith, but it's not really using your summons. It's more, again, using yourself, your own damage, your Ring of Mendeln procs. And it just doesn't feel like this, I am a Necro with supportive, fun minions, strong, boosted up. The concept needs a complete rework, and I don't see this happening before season 4, 5, or 6, but I tremendously hope that something is being done and they're taking a deeper look at the Necro class again. If you now want to see this Necro that actually does clear things and does kill Lilith, enjoy.